Hello and welcome to the Alopecia Advocate podcast, where we open up real conversations about hair loss, healing, and hope. This is a space for education, empowerment, and breaking the stigma around hair loss and alopecia and appearance-related issues. Together, we'll explore the stories, the experiences, the science, and strategies that can help us all see beauty, strength, and confidence in a new light. Our special guest today is Carole Lucio. She's going to dive into her journey, her insight, and what drives her work to support and inspire others. But first, let me tell you a little bit about today's guest. Carole Lucio is a celebrated hair restoration center owner and trichologist in Dallas, Texas. The trusted creator behind Carole Lucio Salon. With over 4 decades of experience, she's beloved for her personalized approach, warm hospitality, and masterful execution in hairstyling and color. A board certified trichologist and leading educator, Carole is known for staying at the forefront of hairstyling trends while delivering tailored, top tier care for each guest. Beyond her artistry in color and styling, Carole has also become a go to professional for cutting edge services for individuals experiencing hair loss. She combines compassion with innovation, offering solutions that restore not only appearance, but also confidence. Clients rave about her ability to reinvent styles from dramatic color changes to refined cuts, all while nurturing hair health and cultivating a sense of comfort that feels like family. Whether transforming a look with all natural color highlights, biolage, keratin treatments, or providing specialized hair loss services, Carole brings both artistry and empathy to every service. Hello, Carole. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, Stephanie. Thank you for asking me to be your guest today. I'm really quite passionate about helping people with alopecia.
Yes.
So I'm happy to be here.
Well, thank you so much for accepting the invitation. I believe you have so much to share today, and we're on limited time. Unfortunately, we had like a little technical difficulty when it came to the camera, but you and I both feel that it's imperative that regardless of being seen, that it's important that you're being heard today. So let's get started because this conversation is one that our audience does not want to miss. So I wanted to ask a few questions about alopecia and alopecia advocacy with you. So we'll get started. We're going to talk about personal reflections. What does alopecia awareness mean to you, Carole, and how has it impacted your personal or professional life?
Well, I think, Stephanie, it's important to know that 82 million people are affected in their lifetime. 50% of the cases begin before the age of 40. There are 4 types of alopecia. In addition to scalp hair loss, there's a loss of eyebrows, eyelashes, face, nose, and body hair.
Yes, I think a lot of people, Carole, before they understand it in its totality, assume that it is just specifically on top of the crown, the scalp, or the head. So thank you for pointing that information out. So, how is it that you became to actually practice trichology and help those with hair loss? Tell us a little bit about your journey.
Well, my journey's been very enthusiastic because I really enjoy helping people and guiding them in the direction that they need help. because I think with alopecia, there's also some emotional effects from that we need to really raise the awareness and help people to deal with the emotional effects of that. And I've seen it every day, uh, and it's just has an impact on people's lives. So I'm really excited about being able to help people.
Yes, yes. Most people think it's just about what is seen and not necessarily what is felt by those who are living with alopecia. So you have a special ability in helping this special demographic of actually being able to not only make them feel beautiful on the inside, but also support them as they go through the different emotional things that some of them often deal with, which is great. We're going to talk a little bit about advocacy insights. In your area of expertise, Carole, what do you believe are the most important steps to raise awareness about alopecia and support those who are affected by it?
Well, I think that it's important to know that men and women are equally uh, affected by that, and they're also uh, any racial or ethnic groups. It has no favorites. It's important, though, for individuals with alopecia to seek support from trichologists, healthcare professionals, counselors, support groups, and loved ones to address the psychological impact of the condition and to develop a coping mechanism to deal with it.
Exactly. It's unfortunate, but hair loss does not, it's not a respecter of persons. It comes to people regardless of social economic status, race, creed, color,
Exactly.
sex, age. So it's an equal opportunity condition. So you're so right. When it comes to advocacy, what are some things that you think, what are some things possibly that you're doing or maybe want to do at your facility there in Dallas, Texas?
Well, we actually do not, uh, try to describe, uh, we're trying to raise the awareness of it, and we also try to help people to deal with it, the effects that it has on them, also to help diagnose the causes.
Yes, yes. A lot of people are just focused on the treatment, but there's really no shortcut to it. So I'm glad that because if you're just treating an ailment, any ailment, without getting to the root cause of the situation, um, most time you have a better opportunity to maybe alleviate it if you can get to the root cause. So that's great that it's just not about servicing the individual, but hopefully getting to the root cause of that situation. So
Exactly.
that's
Yes.
awesome. So one of the things I believe that you and I agree on is about there is a need to break the stigma as it relates to alopecia and hair loss. So I want to ask a question of you. How can society better support individuals with hair loss? And what role do you think your profession plays in changing perceptions surrounding hair loss? Breaking stigmas.
Well, I think that alopecia can affect relationships with family, friends, and romantic partners. As individuals, many struggle with feelings of insecurity and worry about how others perceive them. But we need to let people know that it's important to seek support and also to know that the hair does grow back and that uh, we need to encourage those affected to uh, there has been some FDA has approved a low-level laser cap as a treatment for hair loss. So there are things that can help those individuals. So it's not a permanent thing. They need to seek help from a trichologist to help them to know the best solution.
Yes, I know that you have an arsenal of services and treatments available for those people that you do care for. And while there are some types of alopecia that are treatable and there's actual restoration, we know that there are some that people will never get their hair back. So when it comes to those people, I think that you've identified the fact that we just need to provide more support and do our best to um, try to bring more awareness to alopecia so the stigma will be less because society has a very impossible standard of beauty that a lot of people, it's really unattainable.
Exactly. I think it's important that they know that the growth usually begins quickly after you eliminate the exposure to the cause. It could be many reasons for that alopecia, and the treatment may address any underlying conditions and include topical scalp medications.
Is there a
But I think,
particular, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
no, go ahead.
I was just going to ask because you mentioned the regeneration and regrowth of hair. Is there a particular type of alopecia that you see most often in your center?
Yes, yes, I for sure. I do see the alopecia areata the most.
Okay, okay, yes.
Yes,
And that can respond very well to some treatment services. So you can see some restorative, some hair growth,
yes,
and some just spontaneously. It's an autoimmune deficiency.
yes.
So the fact that you identified, Carole, that getting to the underlying reason is pretty much part of the process in helping people with their condition of alopecia.
Exactly. Yes.
So I'm so grateful that you so graciously accepted my invitation to participate in this month-long podcast to bring more awareness to alopecia. And we both know that it is imperative that we encourage conversation. We encourage people to talk more about it. So, in that viewpoint, if you could share, Carole, if you could just share one message about alopecia to your audience or your clients, take some time to think about that and to answer because we do have time. What would it be and why is it important to you? What would that message be? And why is that important to you?
I think the message that I would say to encourage those affected to see a professional trichologist as soon as possible, to not uh, be affected, not hide from it and try to be secluded because there are things that we can do to help them. So I think that's important that they know that.
Yeah.
We want to, the more we talk about it and help each other, the better, the better it will be to know that they're not the only ones that have that problem. It is very universal. So we hope that, by calling our center or others, that we can help people more to recognize the causes and help them with the cure so much. I might say that my phone number and my website is available, and I'll give you that when you're ready for that.
Yes, most definitely, because I believe that there are definitely going to be some people that are going to want to connect with you. So we will make sure that we get that so they can take advantage of, because this time is limited, but they can take a time to visit with you uh, and get the information that you have for them. So this is the thing I heard you say when you talk about encouraging conversations is that it's needed because I know that I see during the consultation people coming to my center for the first time. And one of the questions we normally ask is how long have they been, seeing or experienced their, whether it's diffuse thinning, hair coming out, or whatever the situation is. And sometimes it's years. They've been gradually
Mm,
experiencing hair loss for years. And it saddens me because you and I both know as professionals that the most effective way to address something is early on. Because when they wait, depending on what type of alopecia they're experiencing, it could affect their follicles. I mean, there's so many different things that can happen that we may not get the best results from treatment that we could or would have had it been addressed earlier. So when you talk about
exactly.
people waiting, so why do you think, Carol, people wait?
I think they may be ashamed. They're so sensitive. It even affects their jobs. They don't want to go to work. So it's crucial that they come as soon as possible
Yes,
to have us help them.
yes. Yeah, sometimes people just kind of like back from society. You talk about not wanting to go to work. Some people decide they don't want to go to functions and be seen, or so yes,
Exactly.
it really does affect people on so many different levels. And then we have those who are really affected by it, but then we have those who represent. They are beautifully showing their bald head. So it just depends. And I think that it's about awareness to be able to help people and support them regardless of where they are in the process.
Exactly. Mhm. Yes.
So, I know that you are, and I believe that I am in this particular uh, um, profession that we find ourselves in helping people with hair loss, visionaries. So, what would you believe in a future vision? Looking ahead, Carol, what changes or advancements would you like to see in the conversation around alopecia that would benefit those currently affected about it? What would your future vision be about that conversation and how to have it?
My future is that, there we first need to address it and to know that they're not the only ones with that problem. Like I had said before, FDA has approved a low light level laser cap for as a treatment for hair loss that will help to encourage those that are affected. And I just think the future, the more we see and become aware of this problem, the better that we can help people. So I encourage people to come and see a professional as soon as possible. And I'm so happy that you're doing this awareness to help people too, Stephanie. And thank you for having me as your guest.
You're so welcome. And thank you I feel like we're in a war against hair loss. So thank you for being one of those on the front lines of defense. So,
Yes.
with that being said, I would like to extend an opportunity, Carol, because I believe there are going to be some people, even though they didn't get to see your beautiful smiling face, but I believe there are going to be some people who may want to learn more about your services. Would you please share those contact details that you mentioned earlier for those who want to get in contact with you, please?
I can do that, Stephanie. Thank you. They can go online and look at our website, which is Addison, Addison, AddisonHairRestore.com. And our phone number too, if they would just want to talk to someone, we'll be happy to have them call, is 972-358-4331.
Everyone, you heard it there from Carole Lucio. And she is one of Dallas's finest trichologists in the area. That's going to be all for today's podcast. Um, until next time, again, thank you, Carole. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Stephanie. Bye-bye.
Bye.